crazy mother.
What it do, soul visionaries and potential soul visionaries out there. I am your host, Sherrod Corner. You are now rocking with the mobile version of the Soul Vision Powercast. You know that place where we keep it unfiltered and raw. We talk about anything from porn to politics. We'll even talk about those things you might have heard or even saw. Today, I want to talk to the young men again. I want to tell them about the 4 basic things they should know or have before they start a family. First of all, young men, the first 21 years of your life, actually make it the first 25, the first quarter century of your life, you know, what the first 25 years of your life, you should spend that on yourself. I'm not saying don't have a woman. I'm not saying don't date or anything. But what I'm saying is your priority to build a foundation for your growth, your continued growth through your lifetime should be spent in your first 25 years of your life. Establishing who you are. Before you get into anything serious, you know, or before you start procreating and having children and moving in, I think you should, 1, have a legal form of income. And to have a good form of income, a good career, a good job, or whatever business, you need training. So that's going to take some time. If college is not your thing, there's always apprenticeships. You could always become an entrepreneur, but in becoming an entrepreneur, you're going to have to learn marketing. You're going to have to learn business law. You're going to have to learn the ins and outs of different things, make connections. That's going to take some time. You should have your own vehicle. It doesn't have to be the latest and greatest, but at least it has to be operable. It has to be able to get you to point A to B to C, sometimes Z if necessary. But make sure you have good, reliable transportation. And then, you gotta have a place to stay. You want your own place. You don't ever want to move in with a woman because that's giving up too much control. Because at any moment she can have one of those emotional things jump off and you're out, right? It's not your home. So technically, if your name is not on any documents, you're still homeless, right? You're homeless. So have your own place to stay. I don't care if it's a shoebox. Have your own place to stay, and make sure you are very thorough when it comes to choosing a woman to procreate with. So often we were taught as young men to just go and just slang and bang, knock off as many as you can. But that's not really a good thing to do. That's not good. That's not a good thing to do. If you see a woman and you just think in your head, oh man, she'd be a good hit, and that's all you see, bro, that ain't the move. Because a lot of times we mess around with women, and then we're careless, and then we have children with women we really don't even like. Then you're in the court systems. Your child is being raised by, a woman that's bitter, mad. You have to have questions you want to ask the woman that you plan to procreate with. You have to you have to have your deal breakers. What's your deal breakers? You have to be able to articulate to her what it is you want, and then you have to be able to give her some of the things that she wants. That's why it's called compromise. A lot of people don't know how to do that. And that'll be a good start. And like I've been saying lately, you have to seek improvement, not approval. You have to be able to Be firm in the things that you will or will not do. You have to have boundaries, player. Too often, we are just so enamored by what a woman looks like. Oh man, she's beautiful. She's the most beautiful in the world. And bro, everybody can be replaced. Don't ever think that this woman right here can't be replaced or you can't be replaced. Every woman can be replaced. You know, oh, she's a good woman, but is she the right woman? And all I'm saying is, brothers, you know, guard your spiritual, mental, physical, fiscal health. You know, a lot of women that come in and they'll drain you dry of all of it if they can. You know, they often wonder why, you know, men worry about getting married and losing the money they say we don't have. Well, a lot of times they'll take anything we have. They'll take the lint out of our pockets if that'll destroy us. And a lot of us can't afford to lose the little bit we do have. Yup, it's a little bit of money to some of y'all, but it's our money and we work for it. Hell, how many times have you seen millionaires go bankrupt? You know, hey, they had it all, the glitz, the glamour, and next thing you know, they're homeless, strung out on drugs. So, all I'm saying is, young men, y'all got to get out here. Y'all got to protect yourselves, man. And if you can't protect you, you can't protect anybody else. It's 2025. I'm going to help y'all rise and fly. Peace.